one of the things I really want to bring home is that the way that you measure how a nonprofit is really benefiting from social media is, are they able to reach their organizational priorities through social media? That's the goal. That's what they're trying to do, whether it's raising funds, whether it's getting donations, getting people to sign a petition, getting an organization to act on a certain bill in Congress, or to battle Brad up here on Aqua Apocalypse or something like that. That's the goal. So for Red, it's simple. Red uses their social media channels to try to get people to buy Red, save lives in Africa. Really simple. NRDC is a little bit more complicated. They're dealing with clean energy bills. They're dealing with the disaster in the Gulf. So organizational priorities are dictated by different programs. So it's a little bit more complicated. But what both these organizations have in common is great content. Now, content to me will always be king. You can SEO, SMO, SO, whatever it, to death. But when it comes down to it, content's king. Content is what's going to drive people back. It's what's going to keep people there. It's what's going to make people engaged. So at the end of the day, whether you're Red or you're some much smaller organization, content is what's going to bring them back. Because we've all seen the news feeds come into Facebook and we just click hide. We don't want to be mean to our friends and defriend them, but we will hide them because their content is bad. Or we will ignore the tweet deck pop-up that says blah 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 blah. Don't care X. So you don't read it. So content to me really is king. And what I want to finish with is a little story about a group or a person who wanted to really accomplish something much bigger. He's a nonprofit. He's a buddy of mine, Ken, who's over here in the crowd. So when Ken was 8, he broke his pancreas. Ken has diabetes. Ken was fortunate enough to be able to go to a summer camp, where he was with other kids with diabetes and was able to learn that he's normal. Nothing's wrong with him. He can live his life and do anything he wants, and being diabetic isn't a limitation. So Ken had this great experience, and he's a photographer by trade. So what Ken wanted to do was give back and give kids the same opportunity he did. So he decided, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a book based on photographs of extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. But people with diabetes. So one night, I was having a couple drinks. Ken probably wasn't because he's diabetic, and he can do anything. So I said, Ken, start up a Facebook page. And he's like, okay, good idea. How do I do it? What do I do? So Ken took a simple notion of creating a community around this idea of being able to do anything you want. With diabetes, not having limitations. So Ken's first post on this page, he had no budget to, mind you, nonprofit, no budget. Ken's first post was describing what this book was going to be about, and then he said, I broke my pancreas when I was 8. So what happened was Ken forwarded this to his friends. Little by little, this group grew. It grew virally, and then what was happening, as we saw, was that parents were posting pictures of their children at a Little League game, at the park, at the zoo, doing all these things that they were able to do, and then they said, his pancreas broke when he was 12 months old. His pancreas broke when he was 2. So this community formed around this content that Ken put out, showing that content is king. But the organizational priority was that Ken needed to raise some seed money to get this thing off the ground. That's always our biggest issue with nonprofits, is getting that seed money. So we put up a little Kickstarter custom tab. We put every couple days we'd send a little message out that said, hey, donate. And within a month, Ken raised $8,000 for the book. So Ken was able to get his seed money up completely virally, no blog, no ads, no anything. And it's just based around the idea that good content will keep people there. No matter whether you're big, like Red, you're small, like Ken, good content, putting in the work and the effort, whether that's financially, it always helps to be able to run some Facebook ads or to be able to run a blogging strategy. All that helps. But for nonprofits, it's really just about focusing in on your organizational priorities and making social media work for those. That's what I got for you tonight.